enemy is about to collapse, but that does not mean that he is weak.
I remember this level, ladies and gentlemen. Good day, I am GeneralLotz, and we're here with what is the second coolest level in the entire game.
Panzer tank assembly facility.
I like how they call them Panzer tanks. Panzer is short for German for tank, so Panzerkampfwagen. It is funny when you know what Panzer actually means. So it's like tank, the tank factory, the tank brand tank. So yeah, we gotta go attack this factory. I'm pretty sure this is entirely historical fiction. But man, is it cool. This could be like, if this were in a traditional first-person shooter, you could split this up to like basically be half of an entire game. Because there's so much stuff that's going on in this one level. It's just awesome. It really is. Alright, allow me to get my good guns, my STG-44, and my Gewehr 43. See, I know how to pronounce a lot of these words, actually. Because like, I know V's, no W's or V's in German. It's just... remembering to say it is not an easy prospect. A cocky bunch of young fools. See, I like the quotes in this a little more, and they don't just constantly shove them in your face, which is very, very good. Now, once again, did Bill Bishop actually exist? I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Young fools. Young fool.
Hey, guys!
Oh no.
I got a good one. What do you get when you cross a Nazi and a cockroach?
You should not have been tempting fate, dude. Would not recommend that. But that being said, every time we jump, the plane always gets shot to shit. But then you gotta remember, these are unarmored, and we're flying over anti-aircraft, machine guns, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And stuff like this actually happened. Need I remind everyone, the gliders, that when the plywood failed, you could get crushed by an artillery piece. That's never fun. Okay, this mission is fucking just horribly difficult in places. Like, I'm telling you, we're gonna die a lot here. I like how I just smack into there and then face plant and that thing. Alright, because there's snipers everywhere. Like, sharpshooters that will literally just rip us to shreds. And yeah, this is one of those missions where usually I like try to use a bit of attrition. And what does that mean, you may ask? It's where I will try to complete an objective before I die, and then respawn. It's called video gaming, ladies. Guys, get out of my way, please. I'm the only one who can actually complete the objectives anyway, because your AI isn't good enough for that. Now, this is just a really cool mission. It's almost as good as the very last mission. It really is. Now, if I could rock that guy, it's almost as good as the very last mission. Because it's just so... The level's huge. There's so much to do in it. I can't imagine how long this took the developers. Once again, this is why the game took all those years to make, and why it's as short as it is. Because they spent so much time on these levels, turning them... Oh, crap! Thanks! Thanks. And it didn't even kill him! Now, everybody in this game is going to have Sturmgewehrs. Hey, I said it right this time. They're all going to have Sturmgewehrs. So, while we'll have plenty of ammo, they will also have good offensive abilities. So, we shall see what shall happen. But I'm telling you, we've got a massive amount of gameplay here to go through. Alright, let us toss a grenade, and... See, look at that! Bullshit! Bullshit! Why can't it just go over the fucking thing? Doomp. I don't think it's going to get anywhere near him. Hey, that kind of worked. Alright, we're not going to use the G43, though, too much until we get to the sniping segments. I really love the sound they make when they walk on the metal grating here. It sounds so cool. It sounds so metally. It's heavy metal time, motherfuckers! Now, these guys, I believe, belong to the Waffen-SS, which means they're going to be very fanatical. And, of course, we hopped up on so much meth, it's not even bloody funny. But studying the Waffen-SS is always an exercise in depression, though. Because these guys, well, fairly competent soldiers, definitely like to engage in the old, shall we say, wartime atrocities, which is never a fun thing to read about. Alright, but... Shit, put it down. Oh, crap. There's one of them fucking behind me. Really, studying World War II should never be something that's fun, though. Because it was the largest and most destructive conflict in human history. It's not something fun, like, at all. You're gonna fucking blow the safe open and make all kinds of money. Now, realistically, shouldn't that have blown everything up in here? Shouldn't this thing be completely destroyed? Now, this pistol is cool. Don't get me wrong. It is a nice little pistol. However, you're not going to use it much. Like I mentioned in the review, I mean, it's a pistol. Everybody's got a Sturmgewehr, you know? And I'm a big fan of the C96 Mauser. I'm a big fan of it for one major reason. Because fucking Han Solo used a pistol based on it. But other than that, you know, it's not that amazing of a gun. I mean, really, the Luger's better in just about every conceivable way. But it just has that mystique of being Han Solo's pistol and it looks cool. I will not lie and say it does not look cool. It is a cool looking pistol. It's just one of those things of, it's not that useful in the modern era. And it's just, if I could have got like one of those Chinese Mausers that they were selling for a while, I'd be happy. So long as it kind of looks like it, I wouldn't want to pay $5 grand for that. I wouldn't want to pay $5 grand for a gun that I'm probably never going to get to shoot. And really a gun so old you really shouldn't be shooting it because you don't want to lose the historical value of it. Okay, I know he's over there. Also, railway gun. I like how they call it a rail gun. It's like, wait, the National Socialists have rail guns? What? Is this Wolfenstein now? Ooh, that reminds me, there's a really cool part of this level. Oh, shit. Because there's a part... Well, I don't want to spoil it. You'll just have to wait and see it. But there's a really, really cool part of this level. I can't wait to get to it, though. That it's... Honestly, this game also kind of out-Wolfenstein's Wolfenstein in terms of its cool moments. Once again, this game... Crap. Really, that's the best they got. Well, you know, they're hopped up on meth. And they know that at the end of the war, they're going to have to deal with a lot of crap for killing all those innocent people. So, yeah. Now, one thing that was kind of bad, though, at the end of the war, well, kind of bad, really bad, is a lot of the German prisoners of war were used as forced labor, like several million of them, and many of them died from that. See, the thing is, though, there's people with two minds about that, but for me, bad is bad no matter what you do. Essentially, you know, they committed a lot of war crimes, yeah, but having war crimes committed on them doesn't make it right, you know? Using them as forced labor and things of that nature. It's just, it is kind of horrible to read about. It's like, here you have people surviving the most deadly war in human history, only to die at the end of it, or die after it's over. And a lot of the German prisoners were used as forced labor in the Soviet Union, but also used as forced labor by some of the Allies as well, which is never good. And that's a really small Tiger tank. It's just, it really is sad to read about that. Now, of course, that doesn't diminish the war crimes that the German military perpetuated, but at the same time, it still isn't. It isn't good if you do it. Like, if the Allies do it, that doesn't make it right. And that's just... And you read about that, it's like, I thought we were the good guys, and really, the Allies were the good guys. I'm sorry, but we were. We didn't, like, have a massive, you know, ethnic cleansing campaign. Well, not all of us. Let's put it that way. Because then, of course, you read about how a lot of there are massive population transfers out of the war with a lot of, like, German settlers being expelled from different places. Once again, your average idiot's gonna be like, oh, GeneralLotz, you're a sympathizer with the Nazis. No! It's still bad! No, even if it is the Germans having this stuff done to them, it's still bad no matter who it is. But people seem to forget that. People seem to forget that people are people. If they belong to a certain political affiliation, or they belong to a certain country, it's like, well, it's okay if you do it to them. That's what you see all the time these days. It's like, well, if something happens to, say, a Republican, that's good. If it happened to a Democrat, that's bad. It's like, no, it's bad no matter who it happens to. And everyone has that basic humanity, you know, and a lot of people do not understand that in the modern era. And you'd think people would, you know, after events like World War II, after all this crap, people would finally realize that human is human no matter what government you belong to, no matter what, you know, beliefs you have. You're still a human being entitled to some basic dignity. Well, don't I sound like a hippie yet again? Asshole! Just be glad you're a bot, otherwise I didn't feel bad. Alright, and place the charge. We're doing pretty good. But man, can this level be tough. Crap, there's a sniper somewhere and he's shooting me in the face. No, he was right there. I didn't even see him because of the goddamn smoke. It reminds me of one of the laser tag games I played once. Because that's always scary though. Because like you're doing laser tag, right? And then somebody just materializes out of nowhere and fucking shoots you.
We got more objectives.
Oh, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Go for the challenge drop. Challenge drop. Challenge drop. Challenge drop. Oh! I think we made it though. I don't think we still got a botched landing, but I think it should count. Oh, this is another cool part of the game. Oh shit! This would be a level in and of itself. Skill drop discovered. Oh, I didn't count it. God damn it. Oh, I have to. See, it's like I keep thinking you have to land on the fucking parachute. You got to land through the doorway. Okay, we'll try to use the C96. There's a part of this game though where I'm gonna die a lot because this is actually pretty easy. Now you can get upgrades for this C96. As you can see, I don't have them in this particular playthrough, but shit. Well, that escalated quickly. We'll try to land through the doorway this time. You can get like a shoulder stock, and you can get it where it shoots semi-auto, but all it basically becomes is just a submachine gun, of which you already have multiples of. Okay, where is that? Okay, there it is. How you can land through the doorway? That's my question. So we're talking about guns and basic human dignity. Let's see that on your average YouTube. Well, I didn't land through the doorway, and I just face planted and am now being completely shredded. I think I started talking about this earlier in a different episode, but like the whole I know I did finish talking about it. The whole radio thing. Every time I hear it, it's like Travers doesn't have a radio. He shouldn't be able to hear that. Somebody should have to tell him that, because like he wouldn't be able to carry it. And the thing is, I guess you could potentially do. Well, no, you wouldn't be getting it. You wouldn't be able to get it from like headquarters, but I guess you could potentially carry a handy talkie, maybe, and get information updates like that. But I can't imagine anyone did it back in World War II, though. I can't imagine, because is a handy talkie. I don't really know that much about the handy talkie. I don't know how fragile it was. I don't know how much it weighed. I don't know what the batteries were like, but it had to have weighed like at least 5 pounds. And I can't imagine it could have been that rugged. Is somebody beating my fucking skull in? It'd be nice if once again it'd be nice if the bots in this game were a little. Did he just fucking threw that behind him? Well, he's a fucking Terminator. The Terminator. There's some bots and they're being shredded. The bots in this game are about as competent as the Marines from Halo 1. And the Marines from Halo 1 weren't what you'd call altogether that competent. You know, it always would be nice if you could have been able to control those guys, though, and have them not be completely idiotic. At least I can't use like can't do like friendly fire on these guys, because damn, stupid bots running in front of my shots. Who programmed these bots? No. Stupid morons keep running in front of my shots. Who programmed these bots? Shooter Guy by Miracle of Sound. An excellent song that basically might as well be the first-person shooter national anthem. Assuming first-person shooters for countries, which they're not.
We're almost there, Trevor.
Sweet. Now, once again, if this were a traditional FPS, we'd already have had like a turret section. We'd have had a whole bunch of cutscenes. Instead, it's just pure gameplay. Just nothing but pure gameplay. And that is really what sets this game apart. That's why I don't really have a problem with it being as short as it is. Come on, come on, come on. They still don't get the ladders quite right, because when you go down, you actually have to press S instead of W. It's kind of reversed from what you think it would be. And once again, this is so cool, because like this is all just one level. There's this underground part. We've already been in a different part of the factory with a fucking rail cannon, which are pretty cool cannons, but ultimately proved to be more or less useless in World War II. Well, I guess they weren't useless, but like their effectiveness wasn't really that. It wasn't really worth the price you'd have to pay. Now this is where we have once again shite. We have once again some artistic liberty played with how this is gonna work. Because we're going to pop this Comp B charge on here, and we're going to somehow make it out of here before all these shells blow. This should be a massive explosion, Only it's not. See, it already is exploding. I'm also glad that that door just blew apart because you can't open doors in this game. I actually have a friend who's playing Medal of Honor Allied Assault finally. I'm not sure if I mentioned this already. If I did, then I apologize. Because I do so many Let's Plays after all. Mentioning that he had some technical problems with it. He even had to emulate DirectX 8, which makes me really worried for when I'm actually going to do the Let's Play for Medal of Honor Allied Assault. But yeah, it's like Medal of Honor Allied Assault takes that much work to get working, which kind of sucks. But mentioning that he had to get used to being able to open his own doors. I'm not sure if he was being sarcastic or not, but like if you're used to a modern day first-person shooters where you can't open your own doors, yeah, that might be a bit of a surprise. Okay, this is where we're going to be using attrition here, where we're going to hope that we can place this charge before we die. And it's already not off to a good start. Because they're snipers and I never can shoot them all. I always miss one, or two, or all. It's like, see, there's that sniper. Look at how much damage they do to you. They do a shitload of damage to you. And for whatever reason, I can't hit anything with this rifle. And they have that, I like that little skilled flash. It's like they got a fucking spotlight. And see, this is why I use that attrition method, because when I try to fight them, I die. When I don't try to fight them, I still die, but it's still slightly easier. Okay, so now we have our last objective, and that's the Tiger tanks. We gotta blow them up. You gotta blow it all up. And blowing it all up ain't gonna be. And see, look. Ooh, can we make it in there? I bet we can't. Aha! Oh, we did. We're like hanging off like cartoon physics. Well, you know, I don't care. That was still fun nonetheless. I lived long enough to fit in there. It's like cartoon physics. I'm just like, I'm like just floating in midair. It's fucking hilarious. Okay, let us not land over there. Okay, where should we land? Because we're gonna die a lot now. You know what? We'll try to land on this pipe. We'll try to grease it. The only problem is, though, we're still probably gonna die. Because there's a sniper there. Okay, so we got him. I think there's another guy in there. Okay, I'm not using the Hans Sprungfeld. I love how this plate metal here just can stand up to full-powered rifle shots. Okay, where is he? There he is! You see, there's a shitload of these snipers. Like, there's a lot of them. I remember just dying left and fucking right over here. I don't know why I'm talking so quiet, but it's so the enemy doesn't hear me in the game. Wouldn't that be cool, though, if they could, though? Technology's getting advanced enough for that. Although I'm still not so sure about VR. It looks cool, but we'll see if that's like the wave of the future or not. Because that is pretty bloody expensive still. But I imagine the prices will come down. They look to be I saw on TV yesterday a fairly interesting looking sci-fi shooter. I'm gonna die probably. Maybe I won't. A fairly interesting looking sci-fi shooter, but it's like for PlayStation VR, and I don't have a PS4, and I don't have a VR headset, so yeah, I guess I'm not gonna be playing that. And someone mentioned the game Strafe. I've heard of it. I do not own it as of yet, but it looks interesting. It has that pixelized graphic style that is so popular these days, because I imagine it's fairly easy to design for. I think I got him. No, I didn't. I think I got him. Well, no, he's still alive. Well, I can't get him. This is the hardest part of this. To me, this is the hardest part of the game. All these snipers everywhere. I only have 1 health. Let's see if there's any health in here. Once again, gotta love the health system because it makes it that much harder. Okay, we're gonna charge over here. Gonna pop up here. Come on, put it, place it. Hurry up. If only you like pre-place it. Run! Or pre-charge it, but I guess if you did that, you'd probably blow yourself. Run! Okay. I know there's 2 more. Checkpoint reached. Okay, so we got 1. Shit. Jason. That weird looking bead. Ah, just fucking spray and pray! The name of the Holy Emperor, allow me to hit my fucking target! Well, I guess he wasn't listening. I guess the immortal god Emperor of mankind just didn't care. What if I just like, in the name of the Holy Goblin, may my shot fly true? Well, he didn't listen either. Okay, let's charge. Run. We can do it. Come on, hit it. Yes! Okay, those are the two easiest ones. There's the next tank we have to hit. Right out in the open. There's snipers everywhere. We are so dead. That was a lucky dodge. And see, like, their AI is not that bad. He teleported. I could have swore he teleported. But they're everywhere, and I can't seem to shoot for shit. Either in this playthrough or otherwise. Alright, fuck it. Let's just die, respawn, and try this again. Maybe not. Maybe we'll get lucky. Come on, do it. Yes! I've had it where I place the charge and die literally as I leave it. Aha! Fuck yes! Okay, that was brilliant. That's almost as good as sex. Oh, actually, it's not even close, but whatever. It sounds funny. Okay, so health. Sweet. Wait, I like how I just attach myself to the ladder. I just fucking latch onto it. Alright, well that was about 1,000,000 times easier than it was when I was recording footage for the review. I like how I can just jump from a 2-story roof, but who cares? Like, oh, you broke your leg. Well, the game's over. But man, I died so many fucking times there. Thankfully, I did not this time. Because that would probably get pretty boring seeing me. Crap. Where is he? Where? There he is. Heads on swivels. But here's hoping the modern day STG-44 actually turns out to be halfway. How do he know? How do he know I'm there? Alright, let's see. Can we flank around here? No, because Travers is too fat. Travers, you need to try to lose some weight, dude. But I know we have the fat acceptance in the modern era, but it just ain't gonna work in wartime. Throw a grenade. Now this level ain't over. You might think it is, but it ain't over yet. The best is still yet to come, ladies and gentlemen. I think what we have to do is we have to stop all these guys. I think. Let's see, what do we gotta do? Secure factory drop zone. Now there's a really cool book that I've mentioned multiple times, Axis in Time. It's where they actually redo the Normandy invasion, except they have air cav. Like, well, first I gotta have an explanation of what Axis in Time is, in case you guys haven't heard of it. Axis in Time, ships from the future go back in time, and they give technology to the people. Well, they go back to World War II by accident. Ultimately, by 1944, technology for like the Allies is up to like 1960s levels. And so what they end up using to invade Normandy with is the they still use Higgins boats and stuff like that, but they also use air cav like UH-1 Iroquois. That would make for a very cool movie, though. Just seeing a whole shitload of helicopters attacking a location, but it wasn't secure. Okay, this is the coolest thing ever.
Spread out, find cover. Get ready to fire. What is that?
I don't know why he had to PG-13 it there. Destroy them all! Didn't you just say kill them all? So much meth. Now, obviously, these guys didn't exist back in the day. I mean, yeah. Because, like, why would he have a gas mask on when there's no threat of chemical attacks? And that MG42 would weigh way too much. But you know what? It's so cool, though. It really is. And once again, that's where actually having this game actually has difficulty compared to a lot of other World War II shooters. And like enemy variety. I mean, yeah, you could say, well, historical accuracy is important. But, you know, it's cool. The fact that they are all armed with STG-44s just makes it even better. Because it actually means this game has a difficulty-based curve. Now, armored trains did exist back in World War II and World War I as well. I will pop a Comp B over there, and then I will blow away our Storm Elite friend. Now, these guys are actually referred to as Nazi Storm Elite, so I'm assuming they are SS men instead of just regular members of the Hero. You know, the SS were crazy enough that they might have thought that, you know, giving their troops gas masks and, like, whole pounds of meth would make them better troops. Not sure if that would actually work in real life. Well, seeing as how this is not really real life. In real life, if you get shot once, you die, but whatever. Now, Battlefield 1 did something with that, though. Shit, run. Sometimes you just can't sometimes the way out is through. Let's see if my little Pro MLG grenade toss actually meant anything. Nope, it didn't. But Battlefield 1 did something like that, where the opening mission, when you died, it was actually a real person dying, which is kind of depressing. Shite. Which is kind of depressing. See, the problem is, this game has enough distance with its historical material that you can actually say that you're having a legitimate amount of fun with this. Because you're not shooting real people or anybody who actually existed. Because this guy probably wouldn't have existed with his STG-44. Especially by this point in the war. Where weapons were very rare. Well, they weren't that rare, but weapons and ammo were definitely getting hard to come by. One thing I read that was somewhat interesting, I read this a long time ago actually, is that ammunition production late in the war was actually pretty crap. Where like some of the rounds they had this lacquer on there that would build up in the weapons action over time, to where like every shot, well, like after a while, every shot you fired, you had to like dig out with a knife. That could not have been fun, because like just firing back with regular with regular working ammo is difficult, much less something like that. That was a big issue back during the post-Civil War era, where the American troops were using trapdoor Springfield. Sometimes that case would swell up and then had to get it out with their knife. However, a recent thing I've read about Custer's Last Stand was that they didn't actually find any of those guns quite like that. So that might not have been an issue at the time. But that Custer's Last Stand actually was one of those instances where firepower matters. They had single shots. The Native Americans had Spencers and Henrys, although not as many as you would think. When I read, the source I read said that I think just a tiny fraction of them actually had Henrys and Springfields. So, but I think that might have counted enough. And besides, they were horribly, horribly, horribly outnumbered, and ultimately numbers do count. Overwhelming force does usually win the day in many respects. In many respects, and things like that. Unless you have enough force mortifiers, huh? Hey, that actually could be like an emo way of saying that. Force multipliers, like machine guns and things of that nature. The day of the light infantry is not dead, but well, dead, literally dead. But like massive set-piece battles with infantry really has been the thing of the past since World War I. Just many of those commanders just had no idea how to run a fight in many respects. Although, that's another thing where you'll find different things that'll say, different sources say different things when it comes to that. Really, even if they did understand modern infantry combat, they still were over-optimistic in World War I, though. Where literally it was just, we'll attack! Addy was very fond of that. Just, like, the Battle of the Bulge was that, we'll get him! We'll be able to attack him! We'll be able to win! Why? Because I said so, though. Shut the fuck up. That's effectively what he said, though. Because I said so. Because der Führer wills it. And thy will be done, right? Egotism. Egotism and hubris has brought many a commander and many a head of state low. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have secured the rail yard. That was a absolutely... It's not just fun. It's a hella fun, if you will, level. And that would have been divided into so many levels in other FPSs. Ultimately, really cool. I love the Storm Elite. They're cheesy and fun. Ultimately, I'm GeneralLotz, wishing you good. What am I going to wish you good this time? I wish you guys so much good shit. So much good shit. Iron Storm. Or whatever makes you happy.